Welcome, WAVA students, to our spelling bee information session. I am Miss Chamberlain, and I'm so happy that you are back and that we have many new students also participating in our 2023 January WAVA spelling bee. This is actually our third annual spelling bee, and we have been so excited to watch it grow. Each year, we have been lucky to have a student from WAVA travel to our nationals and compete at the national level for the Stride Spelling Bee. And we look forward to seeing which one of you will be able to have that opportunity again this year. So we have a few things to go over as we lead up to our January 31st WAVA Spelling Bee. First, I wanted to just confirm that this is for grades 3rd through 12th grade here at WAVA. And we also, you may have seen advertisements online. We do have non-WAVA or non-K-12 students that can compete in a spelling bee as well. But since you are enrolled and attend WAVA, this is our WAVA spelling bee. If you have not, there is a registration link and you can register there with all of your information. It's important to get your student ID listed correctly. That way we can get you communications and messaging that pertain around this event as we lead up to it. Spelling bee practice list. We have a practice list and there is a link here in the document. This is also found on our WAVA bulletin board website on the homepage. There's a button for spelling bee, and it's also been emailed out to you. The K-12 state spelling bee for Washington is going to be on January 31st, as we said. In February, the non-WAVA grade level winners for students that are competing that do not go to our school will have a competition. And then our WAVA winners will go to the regionals. The top first and second place students will go on to regionals. The WAVA spelling bee for elementary school will be on the 31st at 11 a.m. For middle school students, grades 6 to 8 at 1:30 p.m. And for high school students, grades 9 to 12, 3:30 p.m. You want to make sure that you arrive to the Zoom link that's provided at least 15 minutes early. You will sit in the waiting room, and it is very important to be there before the set time for the start. If you are not there at the time that your spelling bee starts and students are allowed to come into the room, you will not be able to join and participate. So make sure you pay attention to the times. It is an 11 a.m. start for elementary grades, a 1:30 start for middle school grades, and a 3:30 start for high school. Thank you. Have your upper body also in view of the camera at all times during the competition. As a virtual bee, it's important that we do have rules in place and that we follow them the best that we can. The camera needs to be always on. A learning coach does need to be present in the room during your competing. Please also be sure to remove any items that might be in the background of the room that you're in that could have words listed on them. Please make sure to check out the space that you are going to be and the view that your camera will be on. Also, no hats or hoodies or things that are covering and hiding your face. We need to be able to see the view of your face as you are speaking and pronouncing the words. And no words on any of your clothing, no words on anything that you're wearing or in the background. The word lists that have been shared, it is a helpful practice resource, but may not be the actual words in the bee. They are practice words and suggested words. We do encourage you highly to practice using that word list, and that will help you to prepare for the bee. The Central Region spelling bees will be in March. We have other bees also that are competing. And in May, we will have our regional level bee and national bee. The Stride K-12 will pay for hotel food and accommodations for those that move on to the next level. The prizes for our WAVA school level bee are first prize will get a $50 Amazon e-gift card, a certificate for participation, and also some WAVA swag. Second prize is $15 Amazon e-card, and our third prize winner will be a $10 Amazon e-card. For Washington State, our first place winner gets the $50 Amazon e-card, certificate, and Stride swag. For our regional B that will happen after our state level, so whoever wins the top placers for our Washington B will move on to regionals. This will be a virtual competition. And that competition, we do not have the date set yet, but it will be sometime in February, could be March, but we believe in February for the regional B. The winners from that first place winner will get a $100 Amazon e-card, a certificate, and they will also win a trip to go to nationals, which is the big prize. They will win an all expense paid hotel, food, accommodations for the participant and one chaperone to go compete at nationals that will be in Washington, D.C. Our national competition usually happens in May. The date has still to be determined. And at nationals, our first place winner for each level will earn a $2,500 Amazon e-gift card, certificate, trophy, and a gaming laptop. The nationals' second place winner is going to receive a $1,000 Amazon gift card, certificate, and a trophy. And our third place winner for each grade band will receive a $500 Amazon e-gift card, certificate, and trophy. A few tips as we move forward, and I know that all of you are preparing for the spelling bee at home, is to make sure that you practice those words ahead of time. Prepare about your surroundings, make sure that you have the camera settings ready, that you know that there isn't words hanging behind you or on your outfit. And when you're in that waiting room, before your bee begins, make sure to change your Zoom name. We need to have your student's first name and last name clearly listed in their Zoom name. And that way, when we call roll call to go through the participants, we know easily which student is in which camera's view. When the pronouncer begins, they will go over some rules. So before we begin the actual bee, you'll have time with your pronouncer. They will go over the rules and expectations of the bee to remind everybody clearly, and also go over what it will be like when it's your turn. When it's your turn and you are called to compete, you will have the opportunity to hear the word given by the pronouncer. And when you are ready to give the answer and spell it back, you can say the word clearly so that you know it. So if the word is cat, I would say cat, and then spell the word C-A-T, and then spell it again after, say it again after, cat. So cat, C-A-T, cat. Now, if you started to spell the word and you needed to stop and think about it, you could say cat, wait just a second, C-A-T, cat. And that would be okay because you haven't changed any of the letters that you've spelled. What you have to be careful of is you cannot start to spell a word and have an error, an incorrect letter, and then go back and fix that. So once you do say a letter and it's been spoken, that will count for your answer. You are able to ask questions, so you can ask questions. You can ask for an example of the word in a sentence. You can ask for the definition of the word, and you can ask for the word to be repeated up to 3 times. We will go over all of that with you when we're in our bee, and we have time in the beginning before we kick off with the pronouncer and our judges. If you do have questions leading up to January 31st, you can email myself, Haley Chamberlain, and I'm happy to get back to you. It's H Chamberlain, CHAMBERLAIN @wava.org or at k12.com. And you also can come into the waiting room and ask questions before we get started. We look forward to seeing each of you. Remember to take time and practice and think about your surroundings as we get closer to the bee. And we are excited to have our third annual Stride Spelling Bee with you. Thank you for participating.